My brother's gone, and an online video seems to be connected. I found my brother watching a video online last night, and I've been trying to make sense of it ever since. I was heading to his room to remind him it was time for bed. But as I approached, I heard a voice that wasn't his. A quick glance showed me he was engrossed in a video. Before I describe what I heard, let me paint the scene. He was on a website with a pastel-colored frame adorned with patterns of stars and moons. In the center of the page was a video player. The video featured a person in a horse costume, similar to those worn at amusement parks, but it had an eerie vibe to it. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but something felt off. The important thing to note here is that the website itself looked very child-friendly, with vibrant shades of purple, yellow, and orange. The horse in the video was addressing the camera directly. However, I didn't notice that at first as I approached the room. I heard a whimsical voice ask,
"Can you do something for me?" "Not if you can."
At that moment, I peeked around the corner and caught sight of the screen and my brother. To my horror, I saw him nodding in response. I stayed silent, continuing to observe.
"You have a mommy, a daddy, and a sister, right?"
The horse asked.
"They all want to come play with me, but they don't want you to come. Isn't that unfair?"
My brother shook his head.
"I'm going to visit your house and pick only one of you to come play with me. Do you understand what you need to do? If you want me to choose you, nod."
My brother nodded eagerly.
"Can I count on seeing you tonight?"
The horse inquired. My brother nodded again.
"I can't wait. Your sister is watching us. I'll get her first."
That's when I barged into his room. I reached him before he could close the page he was on. By this point, I was convinced he was in some sort of online chat. But to my surprise, it was actually a video playing on loop. I demanded to know why he was on that website, and he just shrugged. I wanted to check out the URL for research, but it was just a bunch of random letters and numbers. I closed the page and cleared his browsing history, then sent him off to bed. Later, I searched online for any similar sites, but I couldn't find anything resembling the one my brother had visited. The video didn't seem to exist on any mainstream platform. I eventually drifted off to sleep, troubled by the video's eerie coincidence regarding me being mentioned. The next morning, I woke up to an unsettling silence in the house. I discovered my parents in bed, both lifeless, victims of a brutal stabbing. But my brother, the one who had been watching that disturbing video, was nowhere to be found. The only trace of anyone else's presence was a stuffed horse resembling the character from the video, sitting on the living room couch with a note in its lap. The note read,
"I'll be back for you."
Slightly smiling face. The police are currently investigating, but there are no leads yet.